Hey guys, I just wanted to give you my thoughts on E3 2018. So, let's get right down to it. The first press conference we had was EA. Their big game this year is Anthem. Basically, you fly around in an Iron Man style suit. A lot of people have been comparing it to Destiny. EA has been saying that there won't be any loot boxes in this game, which is good, I guess. But overall, I'm just kind of meh on it. And nothing else they showed off really interested me. So next up is Microsoft. They came out swinging with Halo Infinite. Now, I used to be a big Halo fan, but the games have gone downhill, especially since 343 took over. I'm definitely not a fan of the recent games. They just don't look like Halo. But this game seems to be a return to the old classic aesthetic. No details on what the game actually is have been given yet though. Microsoft also showed off the awesome adventures of Captain Spirit. I'm a big fan of the Life is Strange series. I'll basically buy anything that Don't Nod puts out. It looks like you're playing as a boy with a highly active imagination. They haven't said much about the story. I wonder if what he imagines comes to life or comes true somehow. Next up is Jump Force, which looks to be some kind of anime fighting game. It looks cool, but I definitely need more info. And Microsoft finished off their press conference with Cyberpunk 2077. This game has been long anticipated. It looks beautiful, but I haven't seen any gameplay yet. I'm definitely looking forward to it. Next was Bethesda, who started off their press conference with a little Andrew WK concert.
Let's have some fun!
I was a fan of Andrew WK back in the day, so it's pretty awesome seeing him do a live performance. It also took me this press conference to realize that Bethesda has like a lot of VR games. I kind of want to buy a VR headset after this, but I wear glasses, and glasses and VR rarely mix. But of course, Bethesda's big title was Fallout 76. I started out excited about this game. I like how colorful and alive the game looks. It's not just dead, rotting, gray and brown jumble like previous games. But the more they talked, the less interested I became. Especially the idea that this game is fully online and other players can attack you at any time just seems like a horrible idea. Apparently there's not going to be any NPCs in this game, so does that mean there won't be any quest or story? There's also a big focus on base building, which I was not a super fan of in Fallout 4. And oh yeah, apparently if you find a set of card keys, you can fire off a nuke at a place you pick on the map. Overall, this sounds like a GTA Online public lobby, but set in the Fallout universe. Not excited about this one. They also teased Starfield and Elder Scrolls 6. Again, they didn't say anything about them, so there's not much to go on here. I look forward to seeing what Bethesda can do in a Fallout or Skyrim type of game, but set in the space sci-fi setting. Then there was Square Enix, which unfortunately I missed. Obviously they talked more about the awesome adventures of Captain Spirit. Apparently it contains clues about Life is Strange 2, so that's good to know that we're actually getting a Life is Strange 2. And it releases for free on June 26th. So definitely going to be playing that when it comes out later this month. Square Enix's big title this year was Kingdom Hearts 3. I've never played a Kingdom Hearts game. It's a little confusing these days with all the different versions. There's like 1.5, 2.5, 2.8, and 358 divided by 2, 358 over 2. It's hard to tell how you're supposed to pronounce this title. So I'm hoping this might be a good jumping on point. It's crazy how close the graphics are in this game for the Toy Story characters to the original Toy Story movie itself. It makes me wonder if, by some miracle, we got a modern Beast Wars video game. How much better would it look than the original show? It's crazy how far technology has come. Next up is Ubisoft. They showed off their flagship title, Assassin's Creed Odyssey. It's weird, I'm actually excited for an Assassin's Creed game again. I love the Greek setting, I love that you can play as a female assassin. I love that they have real-world philosophers like Socrates in it. Hopefully they have more philosophers in it, like Diogenes. For those who don't know, Diogenes was essentially this crazy homeless guy that somehow got the reputation for being a great philosopher. He'd basically do whatever he wanted, whenever he wanted, and wherever he wanted. This included everything from sleeping in the middle of the street to eating food in the marketplace. It's like instead of going to the grocery store, buying what you wanted, and taking it home, imagine if you just walked in, ate what you wanted standing there in the middle of the aisle, and left your garbage behind. He even relieved himself whenever and wherever he wanted. He could be in the middle of a conversation with someone, pull down his pants, and drop a load. That is, if he wore pants. Apparently he didn't wear much clothes, if any. Although apparently he was great with dogs. So at least there was something good about him. But anyways, I'm excited for this game after not having played an Assassin's Creed game since the second one. And they also showed off Beyond Good and Evil 2. I never played the original, but this game looks amazing. It's definitely going to be a next-gen game, and I kind of want to go back and play the original now. Next up was the PC Gaming Show.
Great suits. I mean, I gotta ask, as two fully trained medical professionals, how does one run a hospital in Two Point Hospital? Whoa, what's going on with the mic? What's going on with the mic?
Next up was Sony, which was probably the worst press conference by far. They started off in what looked like a church, with a guy playing a banjo. Then they showed off The Last of Us 2, which featured an in-game environment which matched the real-world setting that Sony recreated just for this E3, which seemed really cool until they spent 30 agonizing minutes moving everyone to the actual theater for the rest of the press conference, while a bunch of chucklefucks nobody cares about ham-fistedly talked about video games. As for The Last of Us 2 itself, it looks pretty cool. I liked how fluid and lifelike the combat was. Most of it was probably scripted just for this E3 demonstration, but it has me interested enough to want to go back and play the original. Death Stranding was Death Stranding, and they finished off with SpiderMan, which looks awesome. I'm a big SpiderMan fan. I've been playing the games ever since the PS1 ones, so I'm already sold. If anything, I feel like they showed off too much by basically showing off almost the entire Sinister Six. Hopefully that's just the tip of the iceberg and there's lots more surprises in this game. And last but not least was Nintendo. They didn't show much of Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee that we haven't already seen. I'm disappointed that wild Pokemon battles have been replaced by just Pokemon Go style capturing. Also, the Pokemon controller thing comes with Mew, so it looks like I'm probably going to be buying one of those. They also showed off Super Mario Party. It looks great. Nice return to classic Mario Party. They're not all in a car together or something stupid like in the last couple Mario Party games. I'd be interested to see if this game has online play. I don't think that was specifically mentioned, but that would be pretty cool if there was. It would be awesome to be able to play Mario Party with friends around the world. That was my biggest problem with the game back in the day, because it was just me and my brother. Occasionally we'd have friends or cousins over, but usually we'd just end up playing Mario Kart instead. And last but not least was Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. They spent half the Nintendo Direct on this game and basically showed off everything. Everybody is back and it is insane. Ultimate is very appropriate because I don't know how they're going to make a Super Smash Bros. That can top this one for a very long time. I do hope that we get some more characters as DLC. The Echo Fighters thing seems a little underused. Echo Fighters are basically the clone characters. For example, apparently some people are upset that Waluigi isn't a playable fighter. He is an assist trophy, but not a playable fighter. I can see them making him an Echo Fighter of Luigi. Also, I know they added Proto Man to Mega Man's Final Smash, but I think they could do him as an Echo character of Mega Man if they wanted. We already have Pac-Man in the game, why not Miss Pac-Man Echo Fighter? There's Ryu, why not a Ken Echo Fighter? But anyways, like Super Mario Party, I'm looking forward to hopefully being able to play with friends online in this game. Overall, it was a decent year, nothing spectacular. There wasn't really any kind of showstopper title that stood out to me. I think the games I'm most looking forward to are SpiderMan, Cyberpunk 2077, and Assassin's Creed Odyssey, but I'm also hesitant about all of them for different reasons. SpiderMan I'm afraid they've shown too much of, and there won't be all that much meat left on the bone for us to sink our teeth into once the game actually comes out. Cyberpunk I don't know anything about. It's made by the same folks who made the Witcher games. I bought the third Witcher game without having played the first two, and I couldn't even get past the beginning, I was just so lost. And as for Assassin's Creed Odyssey, I'm just worried it'll be like every other Assassin's Creed ever. Nothing but bugs, glitches, awkward controls, and climbing buildings. As for who won E3, well, I don't want to say they won, but I did finally buy a Nintendo Switch.
No.
Not because I'm especially excited for any game Nintendo showed off at this E3, mainly because I've been wanting a Switch for a while, and was worried that the moment I bought one, they'd announce a Switch XL or Switch Pro or Switch Plus or some other kind of upgrade. Or they'd announce some special edition deco, like one painted in the style of the original NES or something. But they didn't, so I finally pulled the trigger. So those are my thoughts on E3 2018. A good year for games, nothing earth-shattering, but still lots of good games to look forward to in the next year or two.